What's good, fellas? Welcome to this presentation. Today, I want to talk about value, okay? Because we got to understand when it all comes down to it, women are seeking value, okay? Actually, not just women, everyone's seeking value, man. Like straight up. And so we got to understand what is my value, okay? And now let's put a number on this shit, man. Let's get clear. Let's get clear with this shit. If I paid you $10,000, I gave you 10 bands, 10 G's, 10 grand right now, what could you do for me that would be worth my 10K, my 10 racks? What could you do for me where if I give you that $10,000, I would say, man, it was worth it. It was worth the $10,000. You have to be able to answer this question. You got to be able to answer this question because this will help you to see what your value is. If you can't answer this question, meaning if I give you $10,000 and you can't give me $10,000 worth of value in exchange, you have work to do. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. You are behind. If you want to be above average and out performing competition, your value needs to be up there. And it needs to be to the point. That's why I gave you this number, because this is a big number. But if you can answer this question, that means you truly have a lot of value, and not all you gotta do is express it. So if I was to give you $10,000, what value could you give me that would make it worth it for me, right? Now, me, I can answer that question in many ways because I have a combination of different valuable traits that I bring to the table, and I express these values. Right? So for example, I'm gonna start literally from the first valuable trait that I developed within myself, which was getting good at basketball, right? And that's actually how I used to get interest from girls, right? In high school, I played basketball, and because I played basketball and I was really good at it, I used to get interest from girls. Now my issue at the time was I was lacking confidence. I didn't know my value. I didn't have, know my self-worth, and, I was lacking self-esteem, and, I had some inner game issues that I had to work on. But what was interesting is I did have value and I was demonstrating it. I just didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know how to, communicate to these girls and connect to them, the ones that were showing interest. Because for sure, I can tell you, when you show your value, girls will show interest, because there's certain girls that are seeking certain values. So in my school, in high school, there were certain girls that were looking for the guy who was athletic, the jock, the basketball player, whatever. And I was that guy, but when they showed interest, I didn't know how to deal with them, and that was my problem. So I dropped the ball, so to speak. But I did have value though, and that's the thing. It's like we gotta understand we need value. We need to be able to get the girls' interest somehow. And if you can bring your value up to the level where somebody would pay you for that value, now you're really talking. And for example, my basketball skills, people would pay me because I set up a YouTube channel where I used to teach people how to improve their basketball skills. And I used to promote products, and people would pay for my products, right? I didn't list it at 10K, but I'm 100% sure there was someone out there who would have paid 10K to learn how to get good at basketball, because to some people that's very valuable to them, right? So we got to develop valuable traits, right? So I can pull that out of my bag of tricks whenever necessary. Like if I go to a basketball court and there's girls watching, guess who's going to get attention? Me, because I'm going to display my value in that area. Now I have other things that I've worked on within myself, right? Like I learned internet marketing. I learned how to build websites and stuff like that. So if somebody paid me 10K, I could build you a website. I could build you a sales funnel, a marketing funnel. I can, set up your email marketing. There's all these different valuable traits that I've developed. And guess what? That can get attention from girls too. I used to coach women. I used to coach men and women in regards to building their online businesses when I was doing that stuff, right? And I was getting interest. Now, once again, I was lacking the inner game, so I didn't know how to, turn those girls into romantic relationships and stuff like that. Whereas I know how to do it now, and I'm using the value that I'm demonstrating now to do that. But the point is, you need to have some value. You need to be able to get people's interest, and you want to get it to the level of 10K, because if once it gets to that level, that's when people really start paying attention. Like if it's at that level, and you gotta, you know, put your value out there and pay attention to the feedback you're getting. People will let you know how valuable you are by the way they treat you. If people are always trying to spend time with you, if people are always seeking your time, you know, and it's quality people, you know, then this will tell you, okay, my value is becoming more obvious and obvious. And if it's not at the level that you want it to be, just amplify it, increase it. Like every single day, I'm working on my value, right? Like right now, the main thing I'm focusing on is how can I help others become more confident? How can I inspire others to handle their life better? How can I help them to be more accountable? You know, move towards their goals. How can I help men become more attracted to women? That's my value right now. Or like, at least that's the value I'm demonstrating that you're seeing. But I have some other, I'm able to attract different types of women because I've worked on different valuable traits and skills and getting talents and stuff over time that I can demonstrate and use to attract attention. Right? Like, I play the piano, man. I use that to get girls too. You know, I play the piano. You know, there's certain people out there who would pay $10,000 to listen to someone play the piano at a high level and sing. You know, if I actually put my service at that level and I started promoting it, I guarantee you I get somebody to pay me 10K. And if I couldn't get someone to pay me 10K, all that means is I need to get better. It's very simple. You just get better. You just keep improving, because you got to know there's different niches. And there's girls in these niches, and if you level up to a certain level, they will start coming to you, right? Or at the very least, you'll start getting their attention. Then once you get their attention, you got to know what to do. And that's why I teach, you know, inner game, building up your confidence. So when these girls start showing up, you could actually do something with them. You know, that was my issue in high school. It's like girls would show me attention, but I ain't had no confidence. So I didn't move the interaction anywhere. So basically the advice for this video is, work on your value, man. Figure out what your gifts are. Cultivate your gifts. Amplify them. Take them to the highest level you can. And demonstrate it. Put it out there. Don't hold back. Stop holding back. Like, that's one of the things I realize is, like, we have this tendency to want to stay in a comfort zone and just kind of just do the bare minimum and shit like that. No. Go above and beyond. Put your value out there. Stop trying to hold your value. Like, even though I'm talking about, okay, you know, what could you do to get 10K? Don't even worry about the 10K. Just put out $100,000 worth of value, and somebody will come knocking on your door looking for your value, right? Like, I remember when I was building the websites and you know, creating little ebooks and video courses, helping people with their marketing and stuff. I didn't even put out an offer for coaching. Somebody asked me. It's like the demand was there. So people started knocking on my door asking me, hey man, can you coach me? How much for your coaching? And my first coaching client, I only charged $197. I didn't even realize that literally at that time, I could have charged $10,000. I don't know if that specific person would have paid it, but there was people ready to pay that if I would have charged that, but I didn't know. So I only charged $197. But it just goes to show, you got to know your value. You got to know your value. That's why you got to put it out there and get feedback, and people will let you know what level it's at. Okay? And if you want to get to a certain level, you got to start communicating from that place. And if people are not responding to you in the way that you want, all that means is you just got to level up more. It's very simple to me. I'm not confused when it comes to if I'm getting a certain type of girl or I'm not getting a certain type of girl, right? All I know is I just got to keep leveling up, right? So for example, if I'm getting a certain quality of girl and I want a higher quality, I'm not like clueless about it. I'm like, just level up. It's simple, and I just relax and just do my thing, and then, you know, I'll just keep, you know, I try to keep the communication open with whatever girl it is, but on the, you know, in the background, I'm working on my value. I'm leveling up. Never stopping, just always moving forward. And that's what it's all about, man. So that is the advice for this video. Work on your value, get it to a high level. I use the number $10,000 because, you know, $10,000 is not a joke. If somebody will pay you that for your value, that means your value is at a high level. And you got to get it there. Somehow, some way, get it to that level, because your issues with getting girls' attention won't be an issue. The only issue you'll have at that point is what to do with them, right? And that's simple, man. Just build up your confidence, be able to express yourself authentically, be able to lead these women, step into your masculine energy, right? Stop being passive, stop tiptoeing and walking on eggshells with these girls. Like, start communicating from a place of masculinity, step into that alpha energy, forget about I need to get her validation, I need to get her to like me, and I don't want to upset her or whatever. Man, just express yourself. As long as you know you're a good person, you're not a bad person, right? Just express yourself. Learn to calibrate your communication over time. Talk to lots of girls, right? So you can get used to being around feminine energy. And talk to these girls from a masculine place, right? Because you got to learn how to interact with the male and female dynamic. Like, you got to learn how to lead and lead with masculine energy. That's a skill. That's something you got to get good at. If it didn't come to you naturally, you got to work on it. Right? So that's the advice. If you're a man watching this and you like to work together one-on-one, right? You like the idea of building your value, becoming the most attractive version of yourself, becoming a beast, right? Developing your confidence to unbreakable levels. I have a program. It's called the Unbreakable Beast Program. It's an 8-week program. It's $9.97, and it's one-on-one coaching, me and you working together for 8 weeks. And I'm going to transform you. I'm going to show you the action steps you got to take on a daily basis to improve consistently. I'm going to give you feedback, and I'm going to guide you for those 8 weeks. And by the end of the 8 weeks, you're going to be an unbreakable beast. All right? Thanks for watching. Peace.